to present the 2025 budget for legislative consideration. The directive was announced during a plenary session in Port Harcourt following a motion moved by Deputy Speaker Dumli Maul. The lawmaker also informed the governor of their intention to amend the Local Government Law No. 5 of 2018 and the River State Independent Electoral Commission Law No. 2 of 2018. This move is aimed at aligning the state's law with the Electoral Act in light of the recent Supreme Court judgment that nullified last year's local government elections.
Mr. Speaker, the committee is recommending, arising from our engagement with the lawyers, that this House should resolve on the issue of the 2025 appropriation law. The House should resolve that the governor should immediately, within 48 hours, present before this House as ordered by the Supreme Court, as directed by the Supreme Court. Now, we have opted from our engagement with the lawyers. They also said to us that everything about the local government structure in Nigeria
is also known, that the issue of leadership of local governments through HLGAs is unknown to law. I've come through the constitution, it's not there. There's no law of our state that permits HLGA to run the affairs of a local government. It's too sensitive to live in the hands of HLGAs. Mr. Speaker, so I think it's also important that we draw, maybe the government is not aware, maybe sometimes we are humans, we may act of ignorance.
In his address, Speaker Right Honorable Martin Amaewhule criticized Governor Fubara's directive for heads of local government administration to assume control of the councils.
Members have resolved from the comments that it's important to write the governor of Rivers State.
And to the story teased earlier, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has said that Rivers people have decided to take their destiny in their own hands. The governor made the remarks after the commissioning of the government house quarters in Port Harcourt. According to him, he is not scared of losing his seat and promised to lead the fight against those he described as enemies of the state.
No matter how we've been fooled in this state, it has gotten to a point where this state have decided to take their destiny by their hands. In as much as I don't subscribe to violence, when
24-hour surveillance to ensure smooth operations. Youth and community leaders of Itasa in Iwajowa local government area of Okeogun axis of Oyo State have staged a peaceful protest over alleged exploitation and exploration of its natural resources by mining company Archetype Industries Nigeria Limited without fulfilling due process of agreeing to a community development document of adequate compensation and rehabilitation of the environment. The youth and leaders staged the protest around the community and headed to the palace of their king, the Onitile of Itasa, Oba Michael Shijuola Oyediran. Speaking during the protest, the community development leader of Itasa land, Alhaji Odedele Isiaka Banji, accused the mining company of undue exploitation. Odedele Banji said they are protesting because the man has been working in the community for over 25 years without any particular project to his credit. Also speaking, the youth leader of the community, Muritala Busari, said there is no solid CDA between the company and the community and just exploring and exploiting the resources of the community. Reacting through telephone, engineer Adeni Rajibade, the owner of the company, said he is ready to return to the negotiating table with the community.
He has been working on our land over 25 years without a particular project that we can show off that this is the project that he has finished up to this moment I'm talking. And in addition, we wrote a letter to him that he should stop working on our land, despite we have written the CDA which he could not sign. Government in this section 100 of mining
that warranted this special briefing pertains to the arrest of a drug lord who is wanted across the world as the leader of an international drug trafficking organization. We've actually been after this man for the past 17 years. I am therefore pleased to announce this significant breakthrough in our efforts to dismantle drug trafficking syndicates operating within the country. As we have said 4 years ago, when we began the reform of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, our prime targets are drug barons and other...
Police commanders arrested 6 suspected vandals in the Kazauri local government area of the state. The command's public relations officer, SP Lawan Shiso, confirmed the arrest in a statement in Dutsi on Monday. Shiso said that 5 of the suspects, aged between 28 and 53, were arrested for vandalism, while the 6th suspect, a 30-year-old, was apprehended for allegedly receiving stolen items. He explained that 2 suspects were arrested on February 26 after allegedly vandalizing a street light, armored cable wires and individual conduit service wires in the Bandutsi area of the local government. He added that 3 more suspects were arrested on February 28 after allegedly conspiring to vandalize approximately 2,000 meters of high-tension wire in the Faru and Daba villages of the same local government. According to him, during interrogation, the suspects identified Musa Yahaya, a 30-year-old from the Wajengabas area in Kazauri town, as an accomplice and the receiver of the stolen items. The command spokesperson alleged that Yahaya knew the cable wires belonged to the government and were stolen items. He added that the suspects would allegedly confess to the crime had since been federal government contracted private security outfit Tantita as commissioned the jump center at Ogulaga community in Boruti local government area of Delta State. This is coming after several calls by residents of the coastal communities to ensure that education is given priority in the region. Speaking after a brief ceremony, Tantita manager said the motive is to empower the next generation as the head of community relations calls for efficient use of the facilities.
To empower the next generation. He has always had it in mind that if you equip a child with education, you can conquer the whole world. So as part of our CSR to host communities, where we have plans of making education a benchmark for children.
My advice to the handlers of this center is that they should handle every facility that is here with utmost care. These are modern systems, and you know what it costs to get one of it. We have 250 of them, so the handler should handle them with care.
We are even more, we prefer traveling on water. Let me use the opportunity to tell you that the water is safer, far safer than the land. Reasons being that in this water we have been traveling over 10 years. You can travel for more than 10 years and you will not record any form of incident. But on land, it's on daily basis. Even if anything happens while you go, I don't know why people are afraid of traveling through water. You wear life jacket. In case any
Anti-Education Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and the 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, Reverend John Joseph Ayab, has told northern governors shutting down schools for Ramadan to be prepared to do the same during the Christian Lenten season. In a statement issued on Monday, Ayab condemned the decision by the governments of Bauchi, Katsina, Kano and Kebbi states over closure of public and private schools for 5 weeks, describing it as a major setback for education in the region. He warned that if such religious considerations were to be applied fairly, then schools should also be shut during Lent, a move that would see children out of school for over 2 months in a year. Khan expressed concern over the impact of the prolonged closure on students preparing for key examinations like the West African Senior School Certificate Examination and the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). The Christian body argued that the decision could lead to a massive academic failure and further disadvantage northern students competing for admission into...
Pass a vote of no confidence for not projecting our true image, always being in the news for the wrong reason and poor performances. Our demands are that our upcoming investigation by the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions on ground of our unruly behavior be carried out discreetly without undue influence in an interference.
The forum, however, unanimously passed the vote of no confidence on Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for failing to uphold the true values of the Ibira community, consistently attracting negative publicity and demonstrating
Resent that the Alo Chamber is not a place for rabble-rousers who are scavenging for opportunity to impugn on the integrity and add an image of others to such cheap political points. 2. If found guilty, adequate punishment should be meted on her, including suspending her if need be. As a constituent, we will not hesitate to activate the instrument of the law to initiate a recall process at the right time.
Various youth groups on Monday pledged support for the tax reform bills under consideration in the National Assembly, acknowledging their potential to reshape Nigeria's economy. The bills, Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, were transmitted to Parliament in October 2024 following a public hearing. Lawmakers assured Nigerians of a thorough review. At the National Youth Dialogue on Tax Reform Bills, the Alumni Association of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative praised the federal government's effort but urged a balanced approach. The representative of the association, Abubakar Tijani, highlighted key benefits, including a phased reduction in company income tax to 25% by 2026, exemptions for small businesses earning below 50 million naira, and relief for low-income earners. Representative of the Center for African Policy Research Advisory, Segun Adebayo, stressed the need to protect Nigeria's tax sovereignty and involves
a significant opportunity to reshape Nigeria's economic landscape. Its positive aspects, such as tax reductions for businesses and individuals, VAT exemptions on essential goods and services, and support for small enterprises, demonstrate a commitment to foster growth and alleviating poverty. However, the bill's potential challenges, including the proposed VAT increase, funding cuts to key agencies, and taxation for free trade zones.
And that when we are discussing our tax reforms, it is impossible for us to execute it without technology. And we must recognize the fact that we must protect our sovereignty, our tax sovereignty at this time. Very important. Why is it important? About 2 years ago, we saw what happened to our banking system.
We need to look at it and review the percentage for personal income tax across such wage level. Furthermore, we advocate for a reduction in value-added tax. Pushing for the reduction in value-added tax is necessary, such that the figures can reflect our GDP per capita reality as of today. And
Speaker of House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, represented by Honorable Leke Abejide, assured youth group that their input will be considered before the bills are passed. Chairman of the House Committee on Youth in Parliament, Honorable Olamiju Onloalawo Akala, emphasized the need to update Nigeria's tax laws to address modern fiscal challenges.
That belongs to the youth. To me, I believe if we get it right with the youth, then we have gotten it right with the country. Whatever you present today, I want to assure you, is going to be incorporated into the bill.
We, the young people of this country, will make up 60 to 70% of the population of this country. And you're bringing this kind of tax bill, and you're asking this.
These are also being used with images showing the aircraft dumping water onto the smoldering hills. Like many other countries, Japan in 2024 recorded its hottest year since records began. Several Arab states and the United Nations have condemned Israel for blocking the entry of all humanitarian aids into the Gaza Strip. Egypt and Qatar said the Israeli move on Sunday violated a ceasefire deal, while United Nations humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher described this as alarming. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country acted because Hamas was stealing the supplies and using them to finance its terror machine. He also accused the Palestinian group of rejecting the U.S. proposal to extend the ceasefire in Gaza after it expired on Saturday. Israel said it had approved the proposal on bus from Shafaram, which is about 10 kilometers, 6 miles east of Haifa. Still on the international news, despite growing international pressure, the Democratic Republic of Congo is standing firm on its decision not to have direct talks with the M23 rebel group